Hey everyone, welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It's time once again for Friday night on the Homestead. And tonight's topic is dealing with dirt and allergens inside the house and in the yard and in the car and in your life. So how's everybody doing there? All righty. So what do we got here? We got 4 people watching and 6 thumbs up. So people came in, gave a thumbs up, took off. Star should be back here shortly. All righty. So let's see who's on. First one in was Alicia, Autism Mom, and then Star Homestead India, and then he said he'd be right back. Then Tammy Rebel Canners came in. And then Kaylin Strain. And that's it so far. So if we have anybody lurking out there, please make at least the one comment. Once in a while, just say lurking. That way YouTube gives me the watch hours. Now, I guess YouTube is being very, what's the word I want to use without getting bleeped out here? Well, I know I can use the cop term. They're being a big Adam Henry. About if people aren't commenting, we're not going to count that as watch time. A lot of people don't log in, they just watch the videos. So those videos that they're watching, no matter who it's for, are not getting any credit now anymore. So it's a one way they can on the one hand they can say, oh, look at all these views, so when your commercial played in that, so we're going to charge you this much for it. But then they go to the creator and go, oh, you only had so many views because we're not counting these ones that don't make comments or give you a thumbs up or thumbs down. But thank you, Tammy. I understand it. Tammy's driving home, so she's not going to be typing in too much till she gets home. Kaylin says she had a little rain today. Cool. We'll give it a few more minutes. And of course, I'm going to freeze. But I did find this really interesting shot of pollen. One type of pollen. I'm not sure what type it was. I just saw it go, cool. I'll throw it up there. Oh, well, let's see here. Yeah, it's been a really interesting day. Let me go ahead and drop this down for a second. Bring up this. This is what I was doing outside today. I was putting in posts for the new cover over the patio so snow won't get on it. And I'm going to put out a ton of ice melt out there to melt the snow when it snows in the middle of the night and melts a little bit and freezes. This will keep most of the back patio there clear. The boards on the right next to the house are 10 feet tall. The other ones are 8 foot tall. I'm going to be cutting them both down a little bit. And so the cross members that go from the short posts to the top posts are going to sit 4 to 6 inches above the gutter. And then on top of those will sit the joist running the way we're looking, that the metal sheeting is going to sit on, the metal roofing is going to sit on, and then it'll be sloped enough that most of the snow will come off. If not, I can walk out there with my snow rake and go up there and get it off. And Tammy made a goldenrod tincture with help of allergies, and that's something I found out. Who was it? Was it Dr. Berg, or was someone else was saying that people say, oh, I'm allergic to goldenrod. No, they're not allergic to goldenrod. They're allergic to something that looks like goldenrod, but it's not goldenrod. Ow, Mary Beth. Ouch, ouch, ouch. My wife takes some stuff, so she'll get sinus infection if the drop the hat is she doesn't take certain medications ahead of time. So let me go ahead and drop that out of there and come back to this. And go ahead and drop that down. There we go. And let's get up the PowerPoint now. Whoops. Come on. There we go. All right. So, yeah, pollen season is ahead no matter what season it is. Found up here in Idaho that pollen season is anytime it's not snowing. Hey, Big Bear Homestead, how's it going? Hey, Suzanne, how's it going? So up here in the springtime, snow will start to melt, and some of the trees will start putting out their stuff, and it'll snow again. But the trees are still putting out their pollen, and other trees will be putting out pollen up until it snows hard again in the fall. So late fall, I should say. So that's not good. Kaylin had a couldn't get the filters anymore. You know, there are depending on what the filters look like, Amazon has rolls of filter material for the HEPA filters for making masks, different widths. And so you just cut it and make it and put it in there. So, yeah. Exactly, Big Bear. The both Sam's Club and Costco here in Idaho Falls sells Cox honey, which is headquarters here, and the main facility, in fact, their only facility is in Shelley, which is halfway between us and Idaho Falls. And hello, Brenda, Duncan 1900 Homestead. All right, so yeah, so some areas pollen season is just about year round, depending on the trees and stuff, and what they are and how they work. So yeah, you got allergies, you got dust mites, you got ticks that come in, little things that cause allergies and all sorts of fun stuff, micro crap. And hang on, let me switch this here for a second. I'm getting froze. I've hired a lady with her goats to eat down a lot of the area across the street, because my son-in-law won't get his. He thinks, oh, I'm going to plant a tree here, so I got to put all these big cobbles all around it. Well, he didn't water the trees died, and the cobbles are still there, and I can't run the brush mower there because I got big old cobbles right where I need to go. And he said he picked a bunch of them up. I went through the rototiller, and I had a shitload of, pardon my French, of cobbles out there. And so tomorrow morning, I'm going to drag his fat fanny out there and say, this is why you don't put that shit out here. Pardon my French. I am pissed off right now at him because it's a brand new rototiller attachment on the back of my tractor, and it was bouncing like it was going to break. Ticked me off no end. But so I got the goats over there, and the goat lady was telling me that there's these little microscopic, sort of like parasites, but basically they get into the lungs of the goats at certain times of the year. And she tries not to rent the goats out during that time. So, but right now it's a good time for them to go out there. But I noticed all over the cement pad for the patio and the driveway. This is on the cement. That 45 by 65 foot driveway out there is covered with these little itty bitty black, almost like gnats that are crawling around instead of flying. And I thought, and they hop too. And I'm looking at, is that fleas? I went to push, pinch one, and it smooshed before I even used. I didn't have to. I just go like that, and it smooshes. So it's not a flea unless it's a soft shelled flea. Hey, Stephanie, how's it going? We got Idaho Garden Girl here. All right, so let's go on here with this. And that was the last. I just put there up a couple slides here. But what I will share with you here is what my wife uses all the time. Now, first she was using the name brand drug. And the green cap, the green cap's invisible. It's invisible. Oh no. Hang on, let me stop the green screen for a second. No, there we go. So the Zyrtec equivalent from, come on, focus on it. Doesn't want to focus. From Sam's Club, the Members Mark stuff. We get this, and then the Claritin version. You know, exact same stuff. And it says compare to it and lists all the stuff. So these are the two things we usually take. And usually I can get by if it's really bad out there. I'm working out in the dust and riding the tractor out there in all the weeds and stuff. I'll take one of these in the morning and one of these in the evening. And generally I'm good. The last time I was out there, it was so bad I took two in the morning one of each in the morning and one of each in the evening to do it. Now, the other thing my wife takes is the generic version of Flonase. So, all right, let's get this back up here. Boom. There we go. Our cabin in the woods came in. Hey. And anybody else sneak in while I was doing the other? Nope. All right. Now, what I've done with my windows here, we do not have air conditioning in this house. It's just too expensive to get it even installed to use and use it, let alone, just to use it if it were installed. So we're not even getting it installed with the new furnace. We just got the furnace. So what we're doing is what both my wife and I used to do when we were kids. We opened the windows and put fans in the windows. Yeah, Mary Beth, my wife also, sometimes she'll use Sudafed. She also has the tablets of Benadryl. I forgot to bring those out here. So she also has Benadryl that to fight the allergy antihistamine stuff. Now, one of the things, so we got fans in the windows. What I do froze. What I did with the windows, because the gnats were coming through, because the screen was such a big, squares. They weren't, I got some quote micro insect proof stuff to stop all the gnats, and I put it on over the other screen. So we got the one screen and the other screen, and it actually traps some stuff in between now and then. And then we noticed that where the fans were sitting in the window, there was a circular pattern developing on the screen, where at night it would be pulling all the air through, and all the dust that's in the air, some of it will be sticking to the screen. So every now and then when I close the windows in the morning, I go out there and I hose off the screens. One of the other things I'm doing, I'm sticking a filter between the screen and the fan. And I'm not sure how you can see the discoloration on here. You can see it's clean up here, and it's this was just one summer. This was last summer's, and so it even comes all the way through. So this is the side it collects on against as it blows in, because this holds it. This mesh here keeps it from blowing into the fan. And so I got ones. I got 20 by 24s, because the fans are 20 inches tall. However, the opening for the window is 29 inches. So I got to find some 28 inch or 30 inch and jam it in there by 20 filters over at Wally World. And then I'm going to put those in there. Hey, Grammy Karen, how's it going? So, yeah. It was really getting, we didn't realize how bad it was because she wasn't up here during the beginning of the summer. And, so I'm vacuuming, every time the grandkids come over, thinking, all right, they're tracking dirt in. She goes, check right in front of the fans. And we've took emptied the vacuum out, put it in and just vacuumed there. And like, holy crap. Emptied it out again, hit it again, and it was pulling even more out. So, and that was right after we cleaned all the washable filters, everything else, so it pulled even stronger. So that's something else. If you have a vacuum, these new bagless upright vacuums, they have multiple filters inside of them that need to be washed. And when they cake up, it really reduces their suction power, which means it's not pulling everything out of the carpet. Now, one of the things, let me go back to the beginning one here. So this is, it's hard to tell, but this is a wood floor that they're cleaning all the dust off of. Our home in California, I refinished all the oak floors in there, and for the first couple of years, we, to clean it off, no problem. We get a wet Swiffer, walk around every couple of days and get all the dust and dirt up. And then we started having kids and other things, and kids were pushing chairs around, scratching the floors. So we put some big area rugs down over the hardwood floors. And one time we went to change those out, and it was like, oh, okay, all the dirt had gone through and scratched it. And so, hey, Destin, how's it going? King Poopah is in the house. And so, yeah, anything we can do to keep the dust and allergens at bay from getting into the house, or I'm getting more filter material. I'm going to try to find some it's the medium weight we use. You can get it at fish pet stores. Once they deal in a lot of fish, it's a big mat. And what we're thinking about doing is framing it and putting that in the window, because that will stop a lot more than this will. And it's meant to have water run through it. So once a week we can just take it out there and hose it off. And that stuff was used to pull particulates out of the water for my koi pond. All the fish poo and all the other small particulates that dust and everything blew into it to make the water healthier for the fish. And it works really good, but I'm gonna have to see about if I can find that stuff again and make some little frames for it to fit in the windows between the fan and the screen. Of course, I could probably hook up something so it goes on the outside of the screen too and keeps the screen clean as well. But okay, who did I just see? CR is in the house. And so, yeah, when it comes to the dust and allergens, if you have a bagless upright, you got to check the multiple filter mediums they have to keep the dust from blowing back out into the house. Now, the vacuum we have here, my wife is thinking about upgrading because of what happened here. We got the cheapest one they had either at Wally World or Sam's Club. It's a Bissell. And my wife said, oh, Bissell's a good brand. Still made in China. And we were using it, and down near where the motor is, it went poof, and a bunch of, actually on one side, and a cloud of dust, shot out, and what the heck was that? And we used it for about 20 minutes more, and poof. So the filter medium and everything else that's in those uprights isn't always 100% at collecting all the dust and keep it from blowing back in the room. What was happening is it was building up slowly in the motor house, in the motor impeller housing, and it got built up enough that the impeller and the wall had too much dust built up between it, and it scraped it off and blew it out. So it's like, hey, I was raised on the old upright Kirby's, but they had a bag that everything went into the bag, and you could take it outside and you could dump it. And then we had a Sunbeam canister, pull behind canister, and this was back in the 60s. It had a cloth bag went in there, and then it had a filter bag that went inside the cloth bag, and the cloth bag kind of supported the filter bag. And so when you were vacuuming, that would fill up. They would all fill up there, and then you lift the one out and throw it away. And if anything was getting through it, you could take out the cloth filter and throw it in the washing machine, and then stick it back in. But it's I personally, I have not found a single bagless upright vacuum cleaner that keeps all of the dust out that it picks up from getting back in. Hey, brother Donnie, it's Prep for Eternity Homestead. And so for all the dust and stuff we're getting around here, it's like, probably when my wife retires and moves up here full time, I'm definitely gonna have to have all the extra filter medium on all the windows to keep the dust coming in to begin with, and then we're gonna have to look at getting a good vacuum, which is interesting. We were married about 5 years, and these guys, I'm not sure what happened, came around and talked about it. They were selling it as a whole house filter system. And what it was a vacuum with a real, whole bunch of filters, removable filters and stuff to trap everything. And it was like, okay, yeah, pissed me off. And so I didn't even listen to them with their spiel. I said, no. And I told them why, because they were doing it as a whole house filter system. It's not a filter system, that's a vacuum cleaner. We were looking for a filter system that fits in with the central air. Hey Moon, how's it going? And that's the other thing too. If you have central air, you can you don't have, like us. We don't have the furnace, but we could at night when the electricity rate is cheaper, just run the fan and have the big filters in place to pull more stuff out of the air as well. All stuff we're going to be looking at once she's up here full time. How are we looking over here? We got 12 thumbs up and 12 watching. Woohoo! And once again, we found out that just let everybody in the side chat know, those that are lurking. If you're lurking, please at least say, hey, check in and say, I'm lurking. Because YouTube is, if someone doesn't make a comment at all, on the video they watch on live streams, they don't give the credit. Now, whether they're doing that for other videos, just regularly posted videos, I'm not sure, but I can see them. Oh, we're saving money by not having to pay it out to the creators on the live streams. Let's do that on the other ones. They only get credit and get paid for their videos when someone makes a comment. So, yeah. So if you can, please hit the thumbs up, make a comment. Yeah. Sierra says, just when you make a comment, keep it clean. Just keep it clean. But yeah. So yeah, it's. I mean, I was. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, between me and the next street is one house, and then the house across the street from that had a big dead pine tree, and they were taking it down. And I hear me cutting all the limbs off and everything. And for most of the day, that's all I knew is because the wind was blowing from the southwest to the northeast, and then the wind changed and blew from east to west. And all of a sudden, I'm getting all this dust over here. It's like, what the heck? And I realized, oh, this is sawdust. So the tree skies stuff was blowing, over here, almost a block away from where they were working. So YouTube has made their next thing to where they were enticing all the creators to make videos and stuff. Now they're going to go, we're going to steal all the money from them. Which is interesting because prior to the shorts become monetized, fully monetized, people were telling me I had tons of ads playing on my shorts. As soon as they hit that date for being monetized, I have not seen an ad on anybody's short. Mine, some of the ones that have like 3 million watches on it, I've seen 0 ads on any shorts. So somehow YouTube is hiding the ads, but still collecting the revenue on it. Yes, YouTube, I have seen through your phony baloney-ness. Other ways of dealing with dirt and allergens. For those that came in late, I talked about the stuff my wife has, the generic Claritin, the generic Zyrtec and Flonase, and then she also takes when she needs to Benadryl, and if it's really bad, she's starting to get like a sinus infection, she'll take Sudafed as well. Which is a reminder, folks, if you use Sudafed during the winter time, and like some people, you during summer as well, go next time you're at a place that sells it, go ahead and get some more, especially if you have a large family that uses it as well. Because remember, they're restricting it more and more how much you can get. So I used to be able to get 3 packets of the 48s. Now I'm down to 2 packets. And the guy says, yeah, probably another year or two, they're going to take it down to just the 1 packet a month. Let's see. We got 4 people in the family that take it. 24 tablets for 4 people in a month. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work for a week if everybody's needing to take it. Yeah, we got the same thing here. You have to show both in Idaho and in California. You got to show the ID. They look you up to see, and it's some sort of interconnected network to see if you've been buying it at other stores during the month. So yeah, it's a really it's like, oh, you're getting you're getting 3 boxes. You're making meth. No, we got 4 people in the family, and everybody needs to take it during cold and flu season. Okay. It's a generic singular. Yeah. And hang on, I got to get that. There we go. Put that back up. Yeah, and I wonder who, Pelosi, was the one behind that. Oh, we know how to stop them from getting it. We're going to make it so nobody can get it hardly at all. Yeah. So yeah, I next time I'm up at Sam's Club, I'm gonna have to get a couple boxes of the Sudafed, so that next month I can go up and get a couple more boxes before the snow hits. But fortunately for me, the only time I really get any bothered by it is when I'm out there working in it and on the tractor or pulling weeds down in the stuff that's pollinating and throwing stuff up. Yeah. So, but my wife, I mean, if I'm out there working in it, I have a feeling it's going to get to the point when I come in, she's going to have a change of clothes there by the washing machine. She said, all right, put all your clothes in the washing machine, change, or put all your clothes in the washing machine, go take a shower, and then change. Put fresh clothes on. Kaylin, yeah and no. Because it's been non-prescription for so long, they really can't make it prescription and the companies are fighting this because sales have dropped off so dramatically over it. And of course, we all know that Hillary is deep in the pocket of the pharmaceutical companies, as well as a bunch of other legislatures. So they won't cut their nose off to spite their own face. They can say, "Oh, we're doing this. This is working to stop the spread of of methamphetamine." Not, because there's so many other things out there that they can process to get the same thing that's in to make the meth. That they don't need to have Sudafed specifically anymore. You really don't, unless you're getting some super heavy duty stuff. You don't need a prescription to get it. Now the fake, my wife calls it the fake Sudafed. That oh, this is the 24-hour stuff, and it's like she's like, that stuff does not work for her at all. Didn't work for me at all either. Yeah. Sharper Image used to have one, and it was being advertised everywhere. What you had to do is you had to turn it off, and had a little magic wand to put across the two things so you could neutralize the static charge. Because if you just turned it off, reached in and grabbed hold of it, you're going to get zapped. And so. Yeah, there are some of the ones that use the ionized static charge to pull dust out of the air. Problem is, some of those ones I've seen, they blow so fast, it doesn't, unless it's going through a really, really tiny gap, it's not going to have a chance to pull it out. And CB is in the house. Wait a minute, I got to do it right. It's CB at Hugo Homestead. But now, so back in the beginning here, I can go back up. Yeah, I would still go all the way to the beginning. Tammy said she made a goldenrod tincture. Here we go. There you go. To help with allergies. And I mentioned then at that point that the goldenrod looks just like another plant, and that plant makes allergies, but goldenrod doesn't. It's the goldenrod's making me allergic. Well, no, it's not. It's the lookalike. Yeah, that's what I want to get. I want to try to get some of the fish filters that I used to use for my koi pond, because those are really good, and they also are washable. So you can you can take them out. You can toss them in the washing machine with a load and let it wash out. And usually I find out that it's best, to if you got several loads, take it from one load to the next load. Just let it wash a little bit more out each time. Unless, of course, you have a front load, and the front load cleans them a lot quicker than the agitator ones. So I've noticed on my pant when I've had some really dirty pants, like, take them outside, beat them off, and put them in the washing machine. After it runs, there's still a gritty film down at the bottom where it didn't wash everything out of the machine. So. CR, where have you been hiding? In the dirt. But yeah. So anybody have any other things that they do to help take care of deal with the dirt and the allergens? One of the other things we did do for the bathrooms, the kitchen, and the mudroom, laundry room, we got a Swiffer with the Swiffer wet mop, with not the squirter one, but the ones that the pads are wet, to go around and pick stuff up. And got about since I stocked up so well on paper towels, it's like use an extra paper towel all the time and wipe down the kitchen counters and everything every time I get a chance. And then that goes into the bowl that goes out to the compost. Oh yeah, when I was out there brush hogging, I had to wear a mask. Yeah. It was so bad. It was so bad that on the field over there, in some of my older videos, you can see me driving around and around, brush hogging and disking and everything else, just driving around and around in circles. No problem. Because I was gone for a couple weeks, when the weeds were about 6 inches tall, and during that 6 weeks there was light rains and perfectly temperatured weather. And when I got back, they were from 6 inches to 3.5 feet tall. When I drive around forward like the tractor's supposed to go, I make almost two paths around the on my getting smaller and smaller pathways of brush hogging, and I got to stop because the tractor's starting to overheat. Pop the hood. It's got this mesh screen in front of the radiator, so I got to undo the screw, which takes forever to unscrew because it's about that long of fine threads. And I take it off. Hey, Don, how's it going? And then I got to take it out carefully, walk away from the machine, beat all the mat of vegetation off of it, all the fine particles of pollen and everything else, and then put it back in, and then I can go a couple more trips around it and take it off. And that's why we got the goats, and we have the goats out there right now eating down. So she's had the goats here for 3 days. The one area where I can't brush hog along the south fence, they've eaten it down. It's actually, I can see everything back here now. And not only did it eat down all the weeds and everything, they ate up the trees. So I don't have to go out there and prune the trees to get it up where I can walk under while I get hit in my hat, because as high as those goats could stand on the hind legs, they were eating the branches off the tree. And it's like, go for it. I hadn't thought about using the wet ones on the wall. Of course, the walls in the living room, dining room, and family room are textured. They put the drywall and they use the gun that throws out all these little dots, and they just kind of smear the trowel over it lightly to flatten out those dots a little bit and make it look, pretty. To me, it's a poor man Adobe work. And Yeah, so stuff doesn't come clean. And everybody's wondering what I mean by poor man adobe work. For like the White House, Congress, everything else, all the walls in there were wood, strips of wood, and then they put the plaster, and they worked the plaster, and they worked it so that stuff was as smooth as glass. No texturing. Texturing was a poor man's. They putting the swirls in it. That was a poor, quick way of doing it. Oh, it's texture. It makes it look pretty. It's a poor man's way of doing it. Nice, smooth, absolutely smooth drywalling is a sign of an artist. Did we mention mattress? No, did not. We did not do that. So yeah, there's several different coverings. There is, around the mattress itself, they put on some people leave the original plastic shipping on it so nothing gets in there, and then they put on a washable pad, couple of washable pads that they peel off, throw in the washing machine. The pillow I have is a Pacific Pacific down. Basically, it's goose feathers, and it's got the pillow, but it then has a zipper case that goes on over it, and then your pillowcase goes on over that, and that's the way it comes from the factory with that separate second zippered on case on it. So when you wash the pillow case, you can also wash the that second liner too as well. Yeah. Okay. I see. Orange peel. I get it. Yeah, that's a lazy man's way of doing it. Yeah. Oh yeah, this looks great. Yeah. No, I want absolutely glass smooth. When I redid the master bedroom in the California house, my wife wanted it glass smooth on the bottom half, and we got it all glass smooth, and then she wanted texture on the ceiling and the walls above it, and she put on that smooth glass drywalling I did. It was an excellent one. You guys would have loved it. She wallpapered it with some really, really nice wallpaper. I mean, we were, married about 2 years at the time, and we had the money, and she wanted to do things really nice. And so we did that. 3 weeks later, she was on, why did you texture it? I said, because somebody who said that they are smarter than me said to texture it. And then she realized, oh yeah, I told you to texture it. So after that, she's become not a fan of texturing. If we can, it's glass smooth. Yeah, exactly. It's used to cover up mistakes. When they use the spray on tape, and they just kind of a light brush over it to knock the dimples down and smear it out. And I hate that stuff. All righty. Let's see here. So we've got a lot of weird things coming out. Let me throw this back up again a second. So there it is. So those who came in late didn't see it. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I've been doing yesterday and today. Each one of these black metal brackets over here with the holes have 4 anchor bolts in it. So I got to drill 4 holes and make sure it lines up. Every time I start drilling a hole, I got to make sure it's lined up for so I don't have it the bracket moving while I'm drilling it. And so there's 4 holes for each of these, and then two of them out here. After I got those put in, I realized, wait a minute, what they have on the bracket on the side where the anchor bolts go in, they got 4 screw holes. Well, on 2 of them, those holes were on the wrong side. And so since I just bought them on Amazon, and the seller was nice enough to put a piece of paper in there with his contact information on there. And I emailed him this morning and I explained what was going on. I go, hey, this is going to look butt ugly with screws coming off on the wrong side on a couple of these. I got 18 of them and only 2 of them were wrong. And he emailed me back. He goes, what's your address? I'll send you 2 more right now. So now I got to go back onto Amazon where I ordered them through him off of Amazon and say, seller made it right. Because I already put in there that there 2 of them came wrong. So, but the other thing was that he did include a bunch of these little itty bitty anchor bolts. They says you drill a 5/16 hole. When I went to push the thing in there, and it just dropped all the way. And it's like, what? So he had bought the anchor bolts from China, and they're metric, and they take a smaller hole than the 5/16, but he didn't realize that. I guess they changed up, sizes on him, and so I'm using something else I like to use anyways. It's a hex head, like a giant wood screw for concrete. So you drill the 3/16 pilot hole, you put that in there, you see the impact goes, and it just binds down on it tighter than, I'll quote my grandmother, tighter than a horse heart. And yeah, there's no, you have to worry about getting sucking up the anchor bolt with the sleeve to get it to compress right and spread to the grip so it doesn't drop in when you release it. And so anyways, so that's what I'm working on. I got eight of them in so far. This one in the bottom corner here is the next one I'm going to do tomorrow morning. I also got to move the one planter so I can put over there. But there's going to be 11 on each side, total of 22. I got 8 in. Once I have them all in, then I got to, on the shop wall there, I got to angle and bolt to the studs inside, a 2x6 across there, and then everything's going to line up off of that. And I got to trim about a foot off of the 10-footers on the right and about a foot off the 8-footers on the left, so it maintains about a 2-foot drop over 10 feet, so the snow will come off. But the other thing about this is right here in the picture here, just on the far right side here, you can see the kitchen window where I got the that bug stuff on it. That one is also blows air in, and like it's doing right now. And so any dust coming down, everything along the side of the house, I notice is always getting dust on it. Once I have this up there, it's going to be falling on top of the sheet metal and not against the screen in the window. So that'll help keep that stuff cleaner as well. Yeah, redoing it. What is worse is that what's called the popcorn crap, where they have the little styrofoam in it and they spray it on the ceiling, and you get the acoustic deadening, so it's not so noisy. That stuff is nasty all around to take off. You got to spray it. You got to spray it down. You got to cover everything. You're redoing a room, you better be redoing the carpet because you're going to need to. And you put all the drop cloths down you want, but it's still going to get into the carpet. And you spray it, get it, and you go along with a putty knife, and it just kind of peels up, and you got to scrape it all off and get down to the sheetrock and stuff, and then someone knows how to do smooth stuff on it. Yeah. Yeah, there's some, I would love to find one of those big industrial type, industrial, I say that for like a commercial thing, like for use in office buildings, for office conference rooms. They could in the conference room the day before and let it run and get all the pollen out and dust out of the conference room. I'd like to get one of those for the house here. I just, have it come on at night when the power cost drops way down, and run it from 11 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and see how much stuff I can get out of the house during the nighttime. But yeah, there's allergies, pollen stuff, and what's interesting is allergies are getting worse. The number of people with allergies is outpacing the increase of population. So whereas you used to have 10 people per million with allergies, now, even though we have a lot more people, it's more like 30 people per million with allergies, or 60 people per million. It's just, and each year it goes up more too. And kids are getting allergies younger and younger. Oh, gee, I wonder, folks, let me know what you think about this in the side chat. Could it possibly have something to do with the fast food we're eating, artificial food, and crap like that? So give me a yes or no if you think that a lot of the allergies are brought on by the crap we eat, besides the environment. Hey, Shawnee, how's it going? Thank you for checking in. Yeah, I mean, just, looking at some of the stuff. Oh, I love relish on my bologna sandwiches. I'm sorry. It's mayonnaise, relish, a couple dots of mustard on the bologna. Slap it together. Excellent. Maybe about a year ago now, number 2 ingredient in most sweet relishes, and actually it was number 1 in one of the brands, high fructose corn syrup. Hey, all the things acres, how's it going? Cool. Yeah, my wife, when we redid the living room, we did that. We peeled all that popcorn crap off and did it all. She got artistic on me. This wall is a burgundy. This one is a pale green. This one is, and so the complementary colors on different walls and stuff. Oh yeah, and all the food dyes. Red dye number 5. Hey, I grew up on that crap. Gee, I wonder if it had any effect on me. Oh yeah, I can't. When I go to Home Depot, I complain because they put all the they broke it up where they got all the cleaning stuff and soaps. They put, so you have your aisles and the shelves that separate the aisles, they put it on back to back rather than putting it over so it's in one aisle. Where you have all your fragrances. Now they have it in 2 aisles. So the one side it goes into the gardening stuff. So you want to go gardening, you're smelling all this crap. The other one's into the electrical. And if you need to get an extension cord or a power strip or anything like that, you're in there and it's just killing you, the intensity of it. And some of the guys that work in electrical, they'll work the other aisles and they will avoid that one aisle because the other half of the aisle is the perfumey crap fragrances in the in all the soaps and cleaners and stuff. Thank you. Woo! Yeah, we got a super chat. And hang on, I got to do this right here. Got to say thank you properly for the super chat here with the emoji salute. Woo! Oh, yeah. But yeah, there was just so much artificial crap because it's cheap to do and it's just insane. Exactly. And I'm trying to remember who it was, but they decided she had, it was my brother's wife's sister. They decided, we need to put you on these antidepressants, this, and this. They put her on those, and she started having the side effects. Oh, we need to add this, and this to handle the side effects. Oh, now we need to add this and this to hide the side effects of the medicine handling the side effects. She was on like 20 different medications, and she mentioned it to her chiropractor, Dr. Ralph Dumichel. If anybody's in Concord, California, he's a great guy. He's not just a chiropractor. He's a doctor of chiropractics and a doctor of orthopedics. Okay, he had 16 years of college. So he was told, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take you off everything. Stop it, cold turkey. Here are some herbal medications. Take these. Call me every day if you have any problems. Of course, she was coming in every day anyways for adjustments. And then, later in the day, he'd want her to call in and see how she's doing. In 3 weeks, she was doing so much better on herbal stuff. And she took all the meds into her doctor and dumped it on his desk and says, "This stuff is bullshit." Well, you need it. I know. I've been off of it for, by the time she took it in, it had been 6 weeks. And I'm fine. No side effects. No nothing. I'm not feeling depressed. Changed my diet, and then she changed doctors. Okay, I can't show it from here because if I put it up here, it's going to say that. And basically, it's the witch icon emoji. All righty, we're getting up here. Let me go pull this up here real quick. Okay, so Monday, back here for the on Camppatton Compound for the Monday Night Fireside Chat. The topic is, what are your favorite TV shows? And I'm going to expand on this. I want to know what your favorite TV shows are now, what your favorite TV shows were 20 years ago, and what were they when you were a kid? All right, Sherman, fire up the Wayback Machine. Fractured Fairy Tales. But yeah, I want to cover, tastes change. And sometimes some of those cool shows, which I still enjoy, they stop making them. And now some of them, they're remaking them again. They're adding more things to them. So anyway, and then Tuesday, on Tactical Tuesday on Gray Man Prepping, we're going to talk about fabrication at home. Ways you can save money by building it yourself. And I'm not talking about big builds. I'm talking about small builds as well. Interesting thing, Shawnee. My wife, when she first went into see the doctor that my brother and I were using for, he was a family physician and a OGBYN as well. He delivered all my nieces and nephews. He goes in, she goes in, she goes, oh, you're way low on iron. Here's what you do. Stop using your Teflon. Go out and buy some cast iron pots and pans, lightly season them, and cook everything in cast iron. And it helped out a lot for her iron level. All right, folks. Back here. Next Friday here, the topic is fall is in sight. Plan your fall garden, or if you've already planned it, start working on it. Because I know Courtney and Dustin have done a couple videos of stuff they're already planted for their fall garden. And of course, if you look, and I'm putting that picture back up again. There we go. Look on the left side there. I've rototilled this over here 3 times. Every time I put down straw, the last time we really piled the straw on it, and I got sprinklers here to water to keep the straw wet. And when I go walking on it, it's like, ooh, it's not muddy, it's soft, it's squishy. It's starting to break down, and it's starting to compost, and it's starting to turn into some nice stuff there. So, yeah, so I'm working on it, and I've got a couple of the how can it's reacting? Let me show it to you. So side there, so you can see the green strawberries doing great. The other one, all of a sudden, the strawberries started dying. We can't figure out why, so we planted a bunch of different plants in there. I got six short stuff sunflowers growing in there. I got 8 Grand Rapids lettuce growing in there. I got 4 Swiss chard plants growing in there, and 2 of something else. I can't remember what they are. And so we're going to see how they're doing. In the corner closest to us here, I don't know if you can see the cursor moving around down there on the screen. If you're on a phone, you're not going to see it too well. But the one plant right there is kind of a pale green, where all the other stuff is dark green. So whatever's in there, it's affecting that one sunflower already. So, no, nothing was eating the roots. It's just they started browning from the leaves out around the outside of the leaves. They started browning like something's got sprayed on it. Of course, then the crop dusters were out spraying, but why it didn't infect the other one, which was right next to it, we don't know. But it started on the side farthest away from the other one. It's the one closest to us. Started on that side and just spread through that container. And now on the other container, the first plant there is browning, and the 3 on the other far side are browning. But in the back, those in the back are just going hog wild, sending out runners and everything else. So we're not sure what's going on with it. All righty, folks. So you got what's coming up here. Monday, September 4th. Not sure if I'm going to do, it's Labor Day. Not sure if I'm going to be doing a live or not. We'll see how it goes. And everything. These sunflowers are little itty bitty. They're just sprouting up. The first leaves are out, and those are the ones that are turned on the one plant are turning yellow, and the other ones are starting to come up in the middle between. And on the other 5 in that planter are doing great. So, not sure what's going on. But the strawberries, I mean, it would be this plant, and they just kind of moved across the planter like, you know, something had been sprayed and it just, you know, went across. All right, folks, thanks for coming in. Remember, if you can, plant a fall garden. If you can't plant, I don't have enough space outside, hey, check my playlist on the indoor garden experiment. I grew a lot of lettuce, tomatoes, and stuff indoors. All right. I'm not doing it this year because we've got the stuff going on outside there, and the wife said no. So anyways, All right. See you around. Take care. And now I wait to see how long